the father of the Pope is got to be. Can you imagine going around Italy? They're like, sorry, sir, we have no more tickets. I'm sorry? My son's the Pope. If the Pope has parents, do they live in the Vatican? If the Pope's got a brother, could he go, hey, listen, my brother's going to be moving in too. So could we fix up a room for him, get him all dialed up?
Wouldn't you have to? Because, like, if not, could you kidnap the Pope's brother? Or would the Pope be like, I'm for the people now. Everybody's my brother. Everybody's my sister.
No. Blood is blood.
Do you think people like someone who's the Pope's cousin just floating around, living a regular life? Where does it stop?
Does the cousins call and go, listen, we're having trouble getting on the tour for the Colosseum because we're coming to Italy this year? Could you pull some strings? Does the Pope, if he's living in Italy and he's got family coming in, right? Could he shut down the Coliseum for a day and go, private tour for my family, they're coming in?
Private tour, private dinner, we're going to bring in catering. And you know where they used to hold the lions before they'd come out and fight the gladiators? Right in there, we're going to have a little cocktail party. My niece, the Pope's niece is getting married, and he loves her so much, the wedding is going to be at the Coliseum with a happy hour under the Sistine Chapel.
All right, everybody, the Pete and Sebastian Show coming to Las Vegas live from the Wynn Hotel, May 25th. Pete and I broadcasting in their podcast studio. If you want a chance to come in studio with us, go to patreon.com, Pete and Sebastian Show. All details are there. We will see you in Vegas, baby.
Hey, guys, a lot of people have been asking me what Loose Ends is. What it is it's a live show. Every Tuesday at 8:30. It's for the hardcore Pete and Sebastian fans. But we've been having a blast, and it's morphing into this really cool show where we play music, and we talk about bits, we talk about, we make videos, we do freaking magic, and most importantly, we take calls, and we're taking these awesome calls with, like, people needing family advice, to people showing off their pets, to people just saying they love the cast. So I don't know what you're doing Tuesday nights, man, but this thing is growing, and we're not, like, trying to put it out there for the public and be like, hey, look at this, click on. It's a special thing for special people. You pay $5, you get 4 a month, and 1 extra Pete and Sebastian show. It's growing, but it's growing in a quiet, cool way, and you should get in on it, man. It's the word of advice. Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. If you've shopped online, chances are you've bought from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? Yeah, that one. That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it incredibly easy to start and run your business. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Cha-ching, baby. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/thecast. Go to shopify.com/thecast. Shopify.com/thecast. The cast is all one word.
This is the Pete and Sebastian Show with Pete Correale and Sebastian Maniscalco.
All right, everybody, welcome to the Pete and Sebastian Show. We have Patrick, who is on a full night of sleep. Last night was not a 48-hour bender, so he's up and running on a full tank. I'm going to just jump right into some stuff that happened to me on an airplane. We haven't talked airplane stories lately, so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
I need your take here. I was on a flight. It was booked kind of last minute, so I was at the window. I don't like the window because I get claustrophobic, but sucked it up and did it. Woman next to me had a cane, and right away I just knew that you ever just, no one has to say anything, and you just look at what they're doing and go, I don't like you.
Oh, most of the time. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You don't even need dialogue to make that decision.
Yeah. So she just had a lot, like, she opened up the tray table, and I'm sorry. And and I don't know if you do this. If you do, then you got to stop. The tray table is not for a variety of things. All right? It's for food, a laptop, an iPad. I don't want to see like wrappers, phone, pieces of receipts. This ain't your desk, right?
Right. Yeah, I hear you. I don't like the. Yeah. Go ahead. What?
What don't you like?
I don't. If you notice, people take what they eat, and while they're watching whatever they're watching, they keep folding it smaller and smaller and smaller, and then they stick it in the can that they just suck down. Yeah. And they don't even realize every fold is for someone without headphones. This is that, and you just want to go. Do you think you're the only one on this plane? Would you rather fly aisle seat coach or window seat first class?
Window seat first class. The coach is a whole other problem. All right. But I'll be claustrophobic rather than fly coach.
I hear you.
All right. She's reading.
So you said especially because you go especially if.
Well,
you
she's reading. No, she's reading a. Here's one. She's got an iPhone case, and this bothers me beyond belief, where it's like a booklet. You ever see where they have to open it up and then, bro, I'm sorry. The case doubles as a wallet. I'm sorry. I can't.
Why don't you like that? What's wrong with that?
Your iPhone case is your iPhone case. You shouldn't open up your iPhone case and have a Visa and your license. You know, like that's
you could buy that, right? They advertise that. So it's a billfold, so your wallet, and then the back part is your phone. I mean, I'm not saying I'm for it. I'm just trying to let the listeners understand why you have a problem with it.
It goes along with having all over the tape, like that behavior of having a wallet and your iPhone is directly correlated with the receipts on the tray table. You know, it's like she wouldn't have. Again, she's reading a book on her iPhone, right? And the letters are so big, you know, because she's an older woman. The letters are so big that she's reading like 12 words, and then she's got to flick it. I mean, come
on. Right. The dog went to.
All right. Now.
Where's the cane, by the way? Where does that kept?
And it bothered me. This bothered
limping around. Yeah.
Cane was tucked in the the thing in where all the books are held. What do you call it?
The seat pocket in the front?
Yeah, the seat pocket. So the cane was hooked into there. So now listen. It's a 3-hour flight. I gotta go at least to the bathroom once.
Yeah.
And the way she's set up, this is the problem I'm having. The way she's set up, the breakdown to that to get me out of there, just in case is I'll my pants by the time this woman gets up, right?
You gotta use the bathroom. She's packing up like her lease is over, right? Don't forget the filing cabinet. Jesus, I see that, and then they give you the huff. You ever see that? Oh, well, listen, guy, this ain't a office. Yeah.
She got to unplug. She's got the outlet, one of these that all of a sudden now we got to charge the phone. What the hell were you doing what did you didn't charge the phone at night? Now we got to plug in, we got to unplug the. Okay, so I do a class move. I go, all right, you know what? I got to go to the bathroom, but I ain't tapping this woman to get up because she's older. She's got a cane.
Right,
she's got the. So I'm going to wait. I'm thinking, all right, listen.
Right.
You're in your late 60s, early 70s. Yeah. I'm thinking as soon as you hit the seat, you got to go take a piss, right?
The way you're describing this lady, I figure she's due for an insulin shot within 45 minutes, right? I mean, come on. Ladies, I mean, you got a cane. I'm thinking a lot of bathroom trips.
That's what I'm
already
thinking.
Falling apart.
So you ever get mad at somebody on an airplane that they're not going to the bathroom and when you're in the window seat, like going, okay, God, what, nothing hitting you? That Sprite didn't kick in yet?
I've had people, when I'm in the aisle and they're in the bathroom, I almost want to lean over and go, do you have to go to the bathroom? Because you've been sitting there for 6.5 hours. Either you got a diaper on or you're breaking records again. You know? I mean, and then they're not even rushing to get off. I don't know what that's about. It makes me second guess my bladder when I see that. I'm like, people are doing 6 hours? I didn't know that was a thing.
You really start to see how weak your bladder is when you're on an airplane, right?
Oh, shit.
You see another guy go, it's like his third time, man, that guy's got a prostate issue. You're like, you could.
That's why we would go on the road in the van with the It Ain't Right tour. You never had to say, I got to go to the bathroom. There was 4 or 5 middle-aged guys on there. You're like, listen, somebody's going to have to go before me. So this lady held it in, huh? No action?
No action. So finally she gets up.
Wow.
Finally she gets up. She goes. And again, this is just all etiquette. And I get up right after her and I wait in the galley. Because if I wait for her to come back, somebody else is going to go. And now this woman is going to have to stand and wait. I'm there. You get out. I go in. You don't have to wait, linger long at your, and then I come back in and then you sit down. Okay, that all happened.
She bring a cane to the bathroom, by the way?
Cane didn't go to the bathroom, which was suspect.
I mean, you either need a cane or you don't need a cane, right? Was it a cane?
We bringing a cane on to get on first?
Oh, man. Well, I mean, you're already in first class. You can't get on much faster than that. But, like, what are you waking up going, it's a cane day and not a cane day?
Well, no. It's a cane day when you're flying because you get pre-boarding before anybody else. Anybody that needs assistance getting down the thing. Hey, right. I got my cane today.
I've thought about doing that, just walking up once in a while with a limp and just be like, I never do this, but I pulled something, There's a guy who's on the tour, Rhodey, who does it every single time, and he goes, they never say anything. What are they going to say? They're going to ask me what medical condition I have that makes me need to get on first? He goes, they never ask.
Legally can't. They legally can't ask you. So it's a HIPAA law where they can't go, what do you got? And then, I got diabetes. Why? What's the
Get out of here. They can't ask me that. Why are more people doing that?
Yeah, because there's like a bit of morality involved in that,
There's a certain level of a-hole, right?
Although I could see you going the next time you take a flight, walking up there like Quasimodo. I need to get on the airplane.
Thanks to Shopify for sponsoring this episode. If you shopped online, chances are you've bought from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? Yeah, that one right there, that's Shopify, baby. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes it incredibly easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S., from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. Shopify gives you that leg up from day one with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates to express your brand style and forget about the code. Tackle all these important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Cha-ching! Seriously, man. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/thecast. The cast is all one word. So go to shopify.com/thecast. Shopify.com/thecast. Cha-ching, baby.
Actually, I just pushed back on my last one because it was just too immorally not right. I stopped doing it. You know, when you agree to check your bag, you go, if you check it to your file, that will let you board with zone 2. And then I've been ripping it off down the thing. And I'm like, and then I see people in my zone trying to find a spot for that. I feel terrible. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there, guy.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I love it. I wish you flew commercial more often. Keep going. What happened next? So did she, please tell me she waited for you.
She waited. She sat down. Now another hour goes by, and I don't know, and we'll get into this. I don't know if I had COVID. I don't know if I had a bad allergic reaction to something, but for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, my eyes were red. I had like a stuffed up nose, but no sore throat, no fever. So I had a runny nose, and I'm talking runny. I don't know if you've ever had a type of runny nose where it's almost like water, and it comes out of your nose. It doesn't like stay in there. It drips. It's dripping out. You could just almost feel it dripping down so I had one of these, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, bro. Serious. Well, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm making notes.
Okay. I never do this because I'm always in the aisle. I ring the bell.
Oh my God. Why?
I need Kleenex.
Bro. This ain't net fucking Jets, guy. You don't ring for... This ain't a private jet. You don't ring the bell for a fucking tissue, Mr. Belvedere. What the fuck? Holy shit.
I was embarrassed. Because I normally carry Kleenex. I was out.
Right.
So I'm like, I need a something, right?
You are first class. I'll give you that.
Ding. 5, 10, 15 minutes. Nothing, right?
Really? Wow.
Now, do you ever like look where the ding goes? Like when you ding it, do you ever look going, oh, all right, there it is. That's the light that they should be looking at.
I've never dinged in my life, but I've noticed that when it dings, it usually lights up who did the dinging.
Yeah.
Right.
So it lights up here.
But yeah.
Go ahead.
But you got to do a double ding. You always got to do a double ding because they think the first ding is you trying to find your overhead light because that's every fucking yo-yo does that. So they let that one pass and then you double ding 2-3 minutes later and they know, okay, this ain't a light. Somebody needs a tissue.
They have a light in the galley that goes off when somebody dings. So they're notified up there as well. So not only does it light here, it lights up there. So I'm like, oh, yeah, 15 minutes, nothing. I don't even see a flight attendant, right?
Because they think it was an accident. I just told you.
Ding. 5, 10, 15 minutes.
Second thing,
half an hour I'm waiting. Fucking, I got snot coming down my chin, right?
Jeez. Right.
So bad where, you know what, I got to take matters into my own hands. What's your take on this? Now, I travel with a microfiber cloth to wipe my sunglasses, right?
Oh, wow.
So I shoot a snot rocket in that thing, right?
Oh, listen, that thing does not absorb at all. Jesus. You know, The funny thing about this story, it starts out, you're like, old lady with a cane. Meanwhile, she's somewhere right now talking about the white trash she fucking flew next to. She goes, so this guy gets on his window seater. He's got to, So,
And he- yeah,
all
and
right,
he's
so what
usually- he's
happens
usually-
with...
So
He was in his fucking
that's
Ray-Ban duster.
well. Look, talk about blowing snot. We know what you're blowing snot in the garbage in the garage.
Well, we're doing it. This is called deflecting. But now that you bring it up, I'd like to thank Stacy Krell, a listener of this cast, who sent me 2 boxes, 45 per box, garage rags, fresh, in the brand new white ones. So thank you, Stacy. I won't be using the restroom in my home the entire summer. What did you do with this snot rag, sunglasses duster? Because it doesn't really hold liquid. It kind of just like...
It did the job for one blow,
did the-
and then I shoved that right where she shoved her cane.
Oh, Now you know, folks, when people say don't put anything in those pockets, and they always go because of baby's diapers, and you go, oh, I never saw. Forget the diapers. You got dirty canes. You got tissue snot rags. Bro, this is like 1998 travel behavior for you. I'm blown away by everything I'm hearing right now.
This is what happens when you put me by the window. Now, and I was trying to do the right thing by getting a Kleenex. Now, what you take here? The guy finally comes to my ding.
Mm-hmm.
This one is giving him her garbage. Like, she stole my ding, right?
Whoa. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he came to the thing, right away, she had garbage to give him. Here, take that. And I'm going, oh, wait a minute. This is for my snot rag. It's not for your garbage.
What a row. What a row. This is between you two. Did you tell her? Were you like, listen, he's here for me. I blew the whistle.
No. And then he turned around and walked away, and I'm like, now, I took care of it in the microfiber cloth, but what if I really needed my Kleenex at that point? This woman, and again, goes hand in hand with the reading the book, the thing, the shit all over it goes hand in hand. All this behavior goes hand in hand. That's what I'm saying. I could tell from the get-go, right away, going, okay, this, and okay, you're going to be a problem down the road somewhere. And she stole my ding, and
I think you ended up being a bigger problem than her, to be honest with you. But anyway.
I didn't bother nobody. The only problem is that somebody might reach into that thing and grab a microfiber snot rag. That's the only issue.
Let's just cross our fingers that somebody with blue glove on getting paid to do the dive. What? Unbelievable. Yeah.
She did another move which I've never seen before. And I'll tell you, I've seen it, but I've never seen it done like this. She put her head she took a nap with her head on the thing. Now, I've seen that done. I just think when you get to a certain age,
right,
you don't put your head on that thing, right? Because she looked like she might have died right on it.
Yeah.
Right there.
I call that the bankrupt sleeping position, right? Like if someone called you up and said someone wiped out your fucking account, there's nothing left, you go, oh Jesus, what the fuck? That's the only time you ever put your face head down like that. Because if you find out you have no more money, what the fuck? I gotta go back to the funny bones. Bro, who am I kidding? I'll probably be playing one this summer anyway. But They have that blow-up thing that you're supposed to put on the tray. Have you ever seen that, Patrick? Have you seen that? Can we get a picture of that for Sebastian? You have? Okay. So
I
it
have
is
seen
a position.
But my question is, if I were to put my head and my body weight on that thing, these tray tables, they used to be sturdy. Remember, you used to take it out, dum, 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 and it used to be like heavy, right? You could like put a safe on there, and it would still. Now they take them out. It's almost like a little fan. It's like a fan, like you can barely put any weight on it. So to put a body on there, I would snap the thing right off. This one's laid out with a bad. It's like you're right. It's like a bankrupt bad. It's like bad news. Like she looked on her phone, somebody died in her house, and fuck. So she's laid out. Yeah. So here's this thing, bro. If I saw somebody sleeping in one of these things on the airplane, okay? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro.
I could picture you before it's even blowing up. They pull it out. They're like 2 puffs in. And you're going, what are we doing? It looks comfortable, though. I mean, they always got, look at that beautiful. Now, if that beautiful lady, that model, pulled that thing out and did that, she's making it look like it works.
Yeah, well,
I've never seen it.
It's not that lady that's doing that. Believe me, that lady ain't coming on a plane with something like that. All right.
2 things I gotta ask you, bro, about this whole thing. One, first of all, with the nose drip, I've had that happen too. I remember it happening this winter once, where you ever have your nose drip before you can even get to it. Like you're like, ooh, and that's the lowest form of white fucking trash you could ever do. Is body fluids are dripping out of you and you're not even catching them, right? I mean, that's like, all right, man, fair enough.
So that's that. Now I want to get into, we took a trip to Austin with the kids, looking at schools, right? Mm-hmm. And we went to an Episcopal school, which is, all the different types of Christianity, right? And
I didn't know that.
They don't throw it in your face. They have a chapel. Nice school. Nice school. Then we go to the Catholic school. Now, I didn't go to Catholic school. I got friends that went, but I never really spent time in a Catholic school. Now, this is Texas, right? You walk in the lobby, and there's an 8-foot Jesus nailed to the cross, right?
Oh, wow. Beautiful. What a way to start your day. Right? I mean, even if you planned on cheating on that science test, you walk in, look at Jesus dangling from the cross. You're like, how could I? How could I?
And I've seen crucifixes and Jesus depiction on the cross, right?
Yeah.
But this is like, this is Texas, bro. This is like, they got blood on the floor around the cross.
They got a sound effect of a moaning when you. They just added that. Hired a guy to moan. Oh, and because, bro, I've been reading up on Texas a lot, and they say that they're so conservative, they go, even their public schools are outstanding and conservative and great. So I can't imagine the level of a high-end Catholic school. Wow.
But what I wasn't prepared for. Now, to give the listeners a little kind of history of my religion and my wife. I grew up Catholic, went to church every Sunday, was an altar boy. In my adult life, church hasn't really been a part of my life, all right? Mm-hmm. So we take the tour of the school, right? we go into class, and this is some art the kids did, and the art was like the cross, like all these crosses on the wall. Oh, okay. Go to another class. I noticed above the light, where you put the light on in the classroom, statue of the Virgin Mary. So it's prevalent throughout the school that this is the Lord's home.
Now was that the project, or like, could you have drawn a dog?
I don't know.
Like, is everybody just like leaning this way?
I don't know. But they said, like, pick a cross or you're going home.
Draw whatever you want, kids. Better be a goddamn cross.
So,
well, uniforms too?
The day we went, there's no uniforms. It was like a school spirit day, but uniforms, right?
That's good.
And I'll get into the uniforms because I think there's something about uniforms at recess I ain't into. Sorry. I think there should be a different outfit for the playground.
Oh, a little chance to show your true colors?
Well, just like guy like going out for a pass with a collared shirt at the recess. I can't wrap my head around it, right? Guys doing a sprint with slacks on. I'm sorry.
But this is what I love about the Catholic schools, because that's so funny. You're right, but they're also reminding you, you got 10 more minutes. We're back inside. We're going to learn, all right? Fucking public schools, you ever working up a sweat, you forget it's lunchtime, and then you're like, the rest of class, you're just like, we're picking it up tomorrow at cafeteria. Like, that's more important. We used to get to the bus stop early to play football, just to play football, right? And the thing about the uniforms, dude, is like, especially with your daughter, there's no, what do I look like? What am I wearing? It's all done. There's no peer pressure with all that bullshit. You know what you're wearing. That's great.
I know. I told Lana. There's two frames of thinking here. There's one where you don't have to pick out an outfit every morning. It's there. You're wearing it. Everybody's got the same thing on. And nobody's wearing a half top, crop top, nothing like that. It's dialed in. But then there's a other thought of, there's something to be said about individuality and having your own, like, expressing yourself with this, that, and the other. But that could be a distraction. So there's two ways to go. The uniform I like, but I feel like there should be changes throughout the day. I've often said this about
Guy, what is this, a Madonna concert? You wear one outfit, you go to school with it, and then you go home. You know what the problem is? And you got to get out of LA. There's too many rights for kids. Not enough expression. Graduate, and then go express yourself. But right now, put the uniform on and learn. Bro, I don't know. Are you leaning towards the school?
Well, I was impressed with the school. So we leave, and my son and daughter, before we leave, are looking at Jesus, right? They're just like they're looking at this guy, and they get in the car. No, I wasn't prepared for this. They're like, who's that guy on the wood? I go, because there's been really no mention of Jesus Christ other than when Daddy gets mad. Right? That's
not even. No one's asking me when it comes up in a Christmas Carol. No. Old Three Kings comes on. No one's asking who the kings are. Nothing. Bethlehem.
There's none of that shit here. Anyway, that's if it ain't in the Frosty the Snowman or the Grinch, they're not hearing Jesus. So I said, that's Jesus Christ, and they're like, oh, that's who you. The only time they heard Jesus Christ was when I go, Jesus Christ, what the? That's it. That's their only. It's their only exposure to him when Daddy gets mad.
Wow.
So they're like, oh, is that the guy that you talk about when you get mad? They go, yeah, that's the guy. They're like, why is he up on the wood? And why does he have diamonds in his feet? They thought. Okay.
Holy shit!
My son goes, why did someone throw diamonds at him? They thought that the nails were diamonds that someone threw at him.
Yeah.
I go, no, those were nails. And again, like for a kid to process that there's a man with nails on boards, they go, why did that happen? Now I gotta explain this, bro. This is how I explained it, and I gotta go ask ChatGPT how the hell to deal with this. This is my explanation of why Jesus is up on the cross, right? I said, nah, he was doing magic around town. And people didn't like it. So they nailed him to the cross. They're like, what? I go, yeah, no, they
Bro, what is that?
What do you mean, what is that? How would you explain it? How would you explain it? Why is he up there?
You just made it sound like Jesus is on the cross because it was a rough crowd. And he was having a bad set. He had a bad set, and they nailed him up there. And, well, I don't know. It's interesting because you're dealing with such a blank slate. I have to pretend I'm dealing with a completely blank slate. Oh man!
They don't know
Jesus.
anything. They don't know anything. My kid's 5. They don't know nothing. Why is that guy up there?
Yeah.
To a 5-year-old, what do you say?
Well, if you say because he was spreading a religion that people didn't believe, they'd already go, "What's religion?" Right? Like,
What's that? He died for our sins. What's that mean? I mean, he was doing magic.
Do you know, if someone heard that, an adult heard your child not know who Jesus was in Texas, I think you could get arrested for that. That's like a form of child abuse, like not educating that. Like, that's wild. Now, do they know anything about the Jewish religion?
Nothing. Hanukkah.
Does the Jewish schools, do they have how you have great Catholic schools? Are they Jewish schools like that too?
Yeah, there's temple. There's temples. You go to temple.
Man, the way you said it, if I was married to you, it sounds like it don't matter what temple they got, we ain't going to it. You go, yeah, there's temple. You didn't go, yeah, no, there's some good temples. Yeah, there's temple. There's temple. Kid's not wearing a yarmulke to social studies, if that's what you're fucking getting at.
So they said, how'd they get him up there? How'd they nail him to the cross? Right? How would you explain that to the kid?
Oh, I'm blown away. I'd say that the king didn't like that he was spreading something else that shouldn't be said. And he wasn't thinking right, and they thought he was a bad person, and they nailed him to the cross. Why did they nail him, Daddy? Why didn't they just tie him? I don't know, right? Like, I don't know, bro. But it makes doesn't. Yeah, I've never heard. It's never been a kid that wanted to know. You tell a kid they don't give a shit, and you make them go to religion and stuff. Yeah, but this is fascinating. Your son's asking you.
My son has said, I go, well, they put the cross on his back and they had him carry the cross, right? So my son goes, oh, they wore him out. They wore him out. I go, yeah, no, they wore him out.
They did.
And then he died on the cross. And then 3 days later, and as I'm saying this, right? 3 days later, he rose from the dead. He goes, what do you mean I don't understand. He got out of his buried box. He calls a coffin a buried box. But by the way, side note here, and I want you to pull this up. Pull up the Pope's casket. Do you see this?
No, but I might have to steal Berry Box. I like that. I really.
He got out of his berry box. So he rose from his berry box. And he goes, I don't understand why the flowers are involved. I go, what? He goes, why are the flowers involved? I go, no. He rose. He thought he got out of his berry box with roses. He didn't know rose from the dead meant rose up. He thought it meant there was flowers in the fucking box. He's like, why are there flowers? So he goes, and I'm sitting there going, he rose from the dead, and then they went to go find him. He wasn't under the blanket, whatever. And I'm thinking, I believe this shit at one point. Like, what the fuck? Like,
you don't now?
wait, you never, what? Oh, what is this gonna go on the religion podcast now?
No, I don't even know who I'm casting with. You're like, I think I might have COVID. I'm not sure. I blew my nose. I can't believe I used to believe in God. What the? What?
Whoa.
Fucking Twilight Zone over here. I'm not saying I haven't questioned it, but I haven't said that I don't believe in it. I mean,
well, why?
Crazy guy. What?
Because if you feel like,
because I don't want to lay in a fucking berry box for eternity. So I believe in it. That's why. Okay? What are you going to do? You're going to have worms coming through your ears because you didn't believe me. I'm going to float away up there, be fucking drinking with Sinatra guy. I don't know what you're doing.
You act like I'm alive in the box and sitting there going, I wish I would have believed.
Yeah, and to some extent. Yes.
You're dead.
What? Dead. There's going to be teenage kids making out on your tomb, and I'm going to be way up somewhere in heaven hanging. I'm telling you, you got to believe more now than ever, guy. You know? You're getting closer to the gates.
No, I believe.
That's how I feel.
Listen.
I feel something.
Listen, for the sake of getting into the school.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody listens to this, I believe.
Well, but getting into the school, I mean, your children are intelligent children. But to not know who Jesus is to enter Catholic school, it's like going into ninth grade and not knowing how to read. Like they're like what? There's so much catching up to do. There really isn't. You already caught them halfway up, right? What more is there? Then there's Christmas, and then a bunch of shit. I don't even know why it's that thick.
40%. Like half of the kids there aren't Catholic.
What is that? Is that even? How is that allowed? I thought Lana was like not telling them.
No, that's what I thought. Before I walked in, I go, "Hey, everybody, we're Catholic today."
Don't let them know anything. We don't do nothing with Hanukkah. So anyone can get in, huh?
Yeah, anybody can get in. Listen, if you got the bread, come on in.
Yeah. Wow. All right.
So but can we put this thing up? Yeah. I want to get your take on this. By the way, we got a lot to talk about here. What's your take?
Oh, that's a nice box, right? I like its simplicity, yet it's simple, but it's not like, poorly done. It's I like it. Why? What do you think? Who's standing in front of it? What a great photo.
I don't know who that is, but this guy was like, he's not about pomp and circumstances. He's low key, right? I think they even said that he didn't live where the Pope normally lives in the Vatican. He lived in an off room or whatever. But in this being in Italy, you're the Pope. I thought the thing was going to be made of, Carrara marble. I thought this thing was going to be a beautiful casket. And I would like to look up previous popes who were Italian to see what their casket looked like. This guy wasn't Italian, so he didn't go with the marble.
Yeah,
But this guy was from Argentina. You know, he went like a simple guy. But if he was Italian, he would have had a beautiful marble Carrera. Nice.
They said
custom made.
Well, I got a question for you now. Now you're going with this coffin. I don't want to get all over the place, but if you were going into your coffin and you were going to have a couple of pumps of a cologne put into the coffin with you as you're going into the netherworld, what cologne would you have pumped into your berry box along with you? Just a couple hits on the side of the satin. Shh, 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 shh.
I go a step further. When, because I'm having open casket. Open.
Oh, God. Oh, my God, bro. You're going to have your cadaver sprayed with a fucking cologne? Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, come on. Can you imagine coming up to the casket and saying a prayer and then go, oh, fuck. What has he got on? I smell it.
That would mean that there's something on your body that's getting up in my nose. Now I'd feel like death particles fucking getting up there.
Oh, come on.
I didn't.
It's formaldehyde coming off the damn thing.
I've never smelled the subject of my visit.
Because nobody's wearing cologne when they're dead. That's why you haven't smelled anything. You spray it right on the suit.
I don't know. That might be. That's weird. I don't know if that's weird, bro.
Right. You spray it right down the tie.
Whoa. We need to get a listener vote, because that's either the coolest thing ever or morbid. All right. What would this cologne be, by the way? Which, by the way, every cologne company out there is going, God, don't let it be me. Don't let it be me.
I would say I make my own cologne called Death Cologne, right? Just called Death. I go with an old classic. I go with Drakkar. Little Drakkar, old classic. On the I'd say right down the tie. That's what I would do.
How many pumps?
2 sprays. Actually, you know what I started doing with Caruso? Yesterday, I start putting cologne on him before he goes to school. I put a spray on his wrist, and then I take some on my hand, and I just do his cheeks.
Well, listen,
he goes, Daddy. He goes, Daddy, because he brings a football to school. He goes, this made me proud. He goes, my football smells like cologne. Because he was carrying his football, and then after I sprayed him up, he had his football, and he went to school, and his football smells like cologne. I guarantee you, nobody in this country has a 5-year-old walking around with a football that smells like cologne.
Oh my God. The fact that you're cologning your kid up for school is just beautiful, man. Holy shit. He's going to go to Catholic school day 1. They're going to go, Miss Cruz, I'm sorry, we don't wear fragrance here. He's going to die right here. Gave me wear my fucking Drakkar to school. This is ridiculous. Molding him after you, bro. I love it. Oh, God, that's so funny.
By the way, do you think the coffin is custom to the Pope? Or do they got like, Pope died, get the coffin out of the coffin?
Oh,
attic.
no, custom like a suit, man. He fits perfect.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
This this was 2005. Jesus, this thing, it looks like they made it in wood shop at a high school.
What? I think it's oh, that's pretty. I like him. See, I wonder if there's any Pope who's like, listen, get a photo of me in the simple one. then put me in the hot tomato with the gold trim and all that shit. Don't bury me in that shit box.
Could you do a little bit of research here, and tell me where all the popes are buried? Is there a specific cemetery, or are they buried in the Vatican?
I believe they're all buried in the Vatican. I think he was the first in years to decide not to. Now, quick before I forget, speaking of church, because we do go, and since when I'm home, Jackie doesn't go with Sadie, she just has me go. So we've been going, we go at 11 o'clock on Sunday. We usually have this young guy who's totally into it. And I've told you about him, Father Bob. He explains what everything is. It's really good. So this last time we went this week, we had this old guy who fills in from time to time. He's basically retired, really old. And he comes out, and it's just me and Sadie, and he says that this is his fourth one of the day because Father Bob's got a foot problem and he can't walk. It was my fourth one of the day. And he starts out by saying, let me wish everybody a happy Easter. And I go to Sadie, holy shit, this guy still thinks it's I didn't realize they still say that a week later. Did you?
No.
Yeah, it's still Easter. It's a weird thing. I did not know that. But my question to you, the bigger question is, because I think of Father Bob, and then I think of the way Caruso, and I know you're going to say that he never would, but the way he was asking you these questions. I remember Father Bob telling us, when I first started to understand it, I was like, why this and why that? And I wanted to know more. Your kid comes to you in trueness and says, Dad, I want to make a life with God. I want to be a priest. I'm not going to be any priest, Dad. I'm going to be a great priest and someday have a giant church in Rome, maybe even go for the Pope someday. I feel it, Dad. I feel like that's what I was meant to do. Are you gonna embrace that? Or are you going to be like, I'll just sleep on it a little?
Nah, listen, if my kid's got a shot, I tell him, listen, you want to be a priest? You be the best of the best. And you go and try and be the Pope. So if my kid's got a shot at being the Pope to get me into the Vatican on a wing, I'm in.
Right. That's it.
I'm in.
The Pope is like the NBA. What about Cardinal of Chicago or New York, Cardinal Bishop of New York City, doing the prayers at St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Do you know the power?
Pope bus.
You know the power of the father? I'm surprised these fathers, maybe they're not living, but I want to see a younger Pope in his 30s, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, the father of the Pope has got to be. Can you imagine going around Italy going, there's like, sorry, sir, we have no more tickets. I'm sorry? My son's the Pope.
That makes you like Joseph. Right? Lana's married.
Well, yeah, well. If the Pope has parents, do they live in the Vatican? Or if the Pope's got a brother and sister, if the Pope's got a brother, could he go, hey, listen, my brother's going to be moving in too. So could we fix up a room for him, get him all dialed up?
Right. I mean, wouldn't you have to? Because, like, if not, could you kidnap the Pope's brother? Or would the Pope be like, I'm for the people now. Everybody's my brother. Everybody's my sister. Like, does it not have any, is he not more, is that not more bad than it would be if someone he didn't know was kidnapped? You know what I'm saying? Because he's given his life to God. Still his brother.
Blood is blood.
Well, then they got to all get protection, right? Like, what if you're at a party and someone says to you, are you like, oh, you're from Italy? Yeah. Oh, she doesn't like to make a big deal out of it, but the Pope is her cousin. Their mothers are sisters. Would you be like, your Pope? That's huge, right? Like, do you think people like someone who's the Pope's cousin just floating around, living a regular life? Where does it stop?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if does the cousins call and go, listen, we're having trouble getting on the tour for the Colosseum because we're coming to Italy this year. Could you pull some strings? Like, does the Pope, if he's living in Italy and he's got family coming in, right? could he shut down the Coliseum for a day and go, private tour for my family, they're coming in?
Oh,
What kind of power does this guy have?
Private tour, private dinner. We're going to bring in catering. And you know where they used to hold the lions before they'd come out and fight the gladiators? Right in there, we're going to have a little cocktail party. My niece, the Pope's niece is getting married, and he loves her so much. The wedding is going to be at the Coliseum with a happy hour under the Sistine Chapel. And I decided, instead of a hotel, which was going to be the Hassler at the top of the Spanish Steps, we decided we want you two to spend your first evening together in the Vatican. So you consummate your marriage in the Vatican. I don't even know if anyone's ever banged in the Vatican. Bro, can you imagine saying that?
Well, listen, now that the Pope is dead, this woman that we know, where are we at with this? What do you mean it's tricky?
I almost, I'm sorry the person you were going to come on and speak to us about has passed away, but will you still, so I want to, now that the Mass has ended, I want to reach out with condolences, and then, because it was a friend too, and then be like, we'd love to still have you on, but I was giving her a little breathing space.
Oh, she might be looking for a new job, right? I mean, she's unemployed right now, right?
I know. If I was her, I'd be, as soon as he died, I'd be like, okay, page 1. So when I first met I'd write that book, right? They're like, oh, do you know the Pope died? How much money he had in his bank account? Did you know that?
No.
They'll say it. How much would you guess? How much money the Pope had in his bank account? What was his net worth when he died?
Well, based on the fact that this guy's been being buried in a cedar box and he didn't take the Pope room, $4.
Well, $100. $100.
He had 100.
Yeah.
Well, that goes to show that he was basically living off the church, right? This guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like this, bro. I don't know if I like this.
It's like, you know what it's like when I'm on the road?
What, this guy's going out to dinner? I'm the Vatican.
I told you, the lady said he eats in a little area like everybody else, like when we were on tour with you for the It Ain't Right tour. When I go on tour with you, I could have $100 in my pocket cash when I leave to go on tour on Thursday. And it could still be in my pocket Sunday because meals are there if I want them. Hotel rooms taken. So the Pope ain't going out where he's dropping cash. You know, my daughter's like, Sadie goes, Dad, he only had $100 on him. I go, yeah, and he's sleeping in the Vatican, getting chef meals, you know.
Well, that's why I want to talk to this woman. What is covered under the job description for expenses? If this guy wants to go out and buy a pair of jeans or sneakers, is it on the Vatican? What the fuck, man?
It's like you said, bro, in my opinion, he's the closest thing to a living god, except for Tom Cruise. Other than that, so what he can do is he just walks around, bodyguards protect him, he can point at anything. He can be like, hey, give me that, give me this, whatever he wants, the Pope, whatever the fuck you want, whatever you want.
I don't know. No one comes up to him and goes, that's not covered under your per diem?
You don't say, no, you go up to him and you kiss his feet and you pray and bro, you live longer if you touch him.
Pope wants a Ferrari, right? His handler goes to, and I don't know if there's like a council or like a board of directors at the Vatican, and they go, listen, Pope wants a Ferrari. Berlinetta, and what am I going to tell him? And then they go, what the fuck does this guy want? Ferrari. Tell him to go scratch. We're not gonna give him a Ferrari. Or do they go, okay, I gotta give him a Ferrari? Come on, what the fuck could this guy buy? He's got $100. This guy didn't carry a wallet. It reminds me of some of the family members I know on my side.
Yeah, but those family members aren't gonna touch your shoulder and make arthritis go away. This guy can, bro. All they want is a photo of him getting into the Ferrari. And to your question, it's done. It's done. That's it. Jesus. If he just held up a thing, if the Pope just held up and didn't even know what it was, it just said Pete and Sebastian show, we'd even be beating Rogan. By the way, Theo Vaughn had Ben Affleck on, and I caught a clip. It was very interesting. It was very interesting, man. It was Affleck. I caught a clip where Affleck said, a little side note, but he was like, every time they're photographing me, I'm with my family, so I'm annoyed, and I'm looking at them annoyed. So if every photo and video you see of somebody is them annoyed, you assume they're always angry. He goes, but the minute they're gone, I'm not. And I'm like, oh, now I know why people go on podcasts and such, because that was so well explained. You're literally more cool to me now than you were 5 minutes ago. And I already thought you were cool, but now you're much cooler. It's amazing, right? One little thing. Boom.
One little thing irons it all out. Speaking of celebrities, and I told you this on a text, the video that we put together for Tom Cruise has landed at his publicist's desk. She has watched it, got a kick out of it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's there. I don't know if he saw it yet, but it's in the inner sanctum. We penetrated the sanctum, and I still have a feeling that this guy's going to could walk in right at Tom Cruise is the type of guy I think that would just pull up to my house and go, do you want me on the podcast? Now, here's a scenario. Cruise comes to the house.
Yeah, that'd be terrible.
No. I call you.
Yeah.
Cruise is at the house. You're at Sadie's diving competition. Do you leave the competition and do the cast with Cruise?
For diving competition. Well, she doesn't dive anymore, but like a swim meet, yes.
It's just swim meet. You leave.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. I mean, I don't want to say this out loud, but I will if I have to. Anything that doesn't have operating table in the sentence, I come and I do the cast. Okay.
Oh, okay. All
Absolutely.
Right. We got that.
I mean,
it's in motion, bro. It's in motion. It could happen. It could not. But just as long as it's out there. Our time is up here. Pete and Sebastian show. Religious edition. We could literally hang this up on the religion podcast and be number one by next week. We got more to talk about, much more to talk about next week. We will see you then.